So before we begin to discuss the episode, we're going to, as we always do, recap where we've come from with our alt recap. And we opened chapter 20, The Foundling, as the Mandalorian coverts are training on the beach, some of which involves them just firing their guns at the water, which probably explains why all we've seen this covert do so far is lose time and time again. They're taking L's because they're literally just shooting at water. Din interrupts Grogu playing with crabs to put him forward for a duel against who we come to learn is actually Paz Vizsla's kid. Does that make him Paz Vizsla? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying, like, it is. That's where he came from, Jerry.
Jesus.
Right,
good night, everyone. Good night.
Paz Vizsla, he is forever and ever. Never mind that Ragnar nonsense. Grogu has some awful coaching advice. First, Bo-Katan tells him to just take it easy on the kid, and he goes 2-0 down before Din tells him to show everyone what he can do. I don't know about you, but I was kind of hoping that he'd start force choking Vizsla until everyone's like, no, not that. Don't show him that part. But he just did the old flipperoo triple dart to win.
Hold on, you had force choke and Vizsla in the same sentence. Calm yourself down.
That was
Calm
you,
yourself
Jerry.
down.
You're the one who collected those thoughts. Vizsla's day, it's sticking. It's Vizsla. Vizsla's day goes from bad to worse as he has to deal with his L while being cradled by a dragon who swoops him in to take him back for dinner. Stop standing beside the water, Vizsla. This never goes well for you. That's twice now. While Bo leads a rescue mission, the armorer is left on babysitting Grogu duty. She bores the giant ears off him, talking about stuff like the Forge and raw ore and stuff kids just don't care about. So instead, Grogu daydreams about much cooler stuff. Like that time, Jar Jar Binks got really cool and saved him from Order 66. Me's a badass now. He snaps back from that to find the armorer putting a hunk of Beskar around his chest, which would be really cool if it wasn't the ideal sinking material for a person who literally lives beside water. What are you doing? Think about this, guys. Come on. Meanwhile, in the least urgent rescue party ever, it's getting dark and the kid is probably being eaten by the dragon by now. Hey, speaking of food, is anyone hungry? They stop for dinner while they're saving a child who's been kidnapped by a dragon. As Mando explains that they have to find somewhere private to take the helmet off and eat. Imagine how much shit crack Mandalorian dinner parties would be, especially if you were the person who couldn't find anywhere else private except for the downstairs loo. You just have to eat there miserably. Or me, here's what I immediately jumped at. Imagine I'm a really quick eater. Imagine you had to kind of just sit there and be like, I wonder if everyone else is finished and should I go back in or do I wait? Like, I don't want to see anyone with their helmet off because then they're an apostate. Like, that's where my socially anxious mind goes. Eventually, they remembered that a child was at risk of dying and got a move on. Fortunately, I'm not even messing, had only been half digested by the dragon, so they spat him back out in favor of a much juicier Paz Vizsla, whose plan apparently was, I know what to do, I'm going to fly into that dragon's mouth. That is literally the one place you don't fly at a dragon. That's where the fire comes from, you idiots. Anyway, Bo-Katan saves the day, and she's honored by the armor, who places her armor with a mythosaur signet. Bo tells her that she actually saw a mythosaur in the armor, takes her about as seriously as my parents did whenever I would swear that I saw Santi as a kid. And that was chapter 20 of The Mandalorian, The